Hey everyone, in this video we're going to talk about theme and variations. There are two kinds of theme and variation forms. There's a sectional form and then there's a continuous form. Continuous variations, which we're not really going to deal with too much today, include passacalias and chacones, where the base material is the same and sometimes a harmonic progression, and then the melodic material is varied on top of them. What we're going to look at are the sectional variation forms, where you have a little piece of music and then you have different variations of that piece in a sort of laid out pattern. So you start with the theme, go through variation 1, 2, 3, 4 until you're done. So if we listen to the theme that I have up before you, you probably recognize it. Okay, so some of the things that we want to look for in theme and variation forms, it's pretty easy to spot where the variations are because often the composer will write variation 1. So what we're looking at as analysts is what exactly has been done to the theme to make it into variation 1, variation 2, so that as performers we can help the audience understand this compositional process. So let's listen to variation 1 and see if we can figure out what has been done to the theme. Okay, so the harmony is exactly the same underneath, so that's not what's been changed. However, there seem to be a lot more eighth notes than there used to be. So if we think about this bum ba dum bum, now we have the same thing, bum 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 bum, but it's just all been joined together with eighth notes. This is a very common technique that you'll find in theme and variation movements, and it's a very easy way to string together a different variation from a simple theme. So when we come down here, it's exactly the same, except that we have sort of escape tones in between. Okay, so variation 2 again should be pretty easy for you to figure out. So basically we've just changed the time signature. So changing the time signature makes the way that the measures flow feel very different because of the way the accents fall. So in 3/4 we really have one big accent and it's on 1. In 4/4 we have two big accents, one on 1 and then one on 3. It's a little bit weaker but still fairly strong. So all that's happened here is the rhythm's been changed a bit. The harmony's all the same, just we've stretched it into 4/4. And then change the ending a little bit to make it a little more conclusive. Alright, variation 3. You'll see very quickly what this one is. So we've taken variation 2, the 4/4 variation, and we've just changed it so that it's minor instead of major. So you can take a variation and then vary that, and that's how you can get further and further away from the original theme. Variation 4 and variation 5 are a little bit more interesting and compositionally complex. So try and figure out what's happened with variation 4. So hopefully you noticed that variation 4 is just the same theme but backwards. So we come up here, and then I just expanded the beginning so we didn't start with a dotted half note, which would have been a bit strange. So that's what we call retrograde. So when we have a retrograde, we've just played something backwards, and I've messed around with the harmony so that it works with the new backwards melody. And then last but not least we have variation 5. So this one, another compositional technique, this time inversion. So we know about inversion from way back in fundamentals. In this case, what's happened is for every step up or leap up, we take a step down or a leap down, and vice versa. So we go up a major second and up another major second in the original theme. So here we come diatonically down a step, down a step. So if we were doing this in terms of like real intervals, it would end up being and then a minor third, which would be a bit strange. Kind of jazzy, but a bit strange. So diatonically, we've taken the steps and we've just changed them from going up to going down, and then this leap of a third is the same as this leap of a third, just going the opposite direction. So that's inversion. And that's basically all there is to know about theme and variations. It's just about spotting what the composer has done to make the original theme into the variation that you're looking at.